Inflation. It's been beating us up for a couple of years now. Remember 2022 started off kind of slow, then it got real aggressive, things got bad. We were dealing with inflation in 2023. Now we're moving into 2024. What about this inflation? Is it going to be an issue, continue to be an issue? Let's talk about it. So inflation. It's been an issue and it's not out of the news yet. We keep hearing about it, but the government wants to convince us that we're way better off than we were a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 18 months ago. Hey, we should be happy that the inflation rate has now adjusted down. But what's confusing about the rate and what not everybody understands is when they come out and they say, hey, listen, here's the good news. Inflation has come down year over year from, say, 8% or 9%. Now it's 3%, right? Well, what they mean really is not that inflation is currently 3%. What they mean is that it's only increased 3% on top of the 8% that it increased a year ago. And so we have to be very, very careful with these inflation numbers. People aren't feeling it when they go to the grocery store. They aren't feeling it when they buy cars, when they do just basic household things. And so, I mean, we have seen a pullback in fuel prices, but that's basically because the fuel inventories have gotten higher and higher and higher, which is a whole nother concern. If people aren't out buying as much fuel as they were buying before, that probably means the economy is slowing down and people are starting to cut back. And if people are starting to cut back, probably means we're headed for a recession. So most people can agree that we're probably going to see a pullback in the economy. Most people can agree we're going to see some sort of a recession, but most people can't agree on whether it's going to be a big recession, a small recession, or where the market is really going. So this is why it's really, really important. Keep inflation in your sights. It's a big deal. It's not going away. We're not going to get back to where we were in 2021, those kinds of prices. We hope that it comes back. But technically, if we got back or we started moving towards the prices that we had in 2021 before we got 2022 and 2023 increases, that would technically be deflation. And deflation can be just as bad, if not worse than inflation. So we all want cheaper prices. We all want to do well. We all want the economy to do well and be able to, our dollars go further and be able to provide for our families. But when it comes to investing and how this applies to you, if inflation is a certain rate, and if it's increasing at a certain rate, you have to make sure that your investments are increasing at a rate fast enough to keep up with inflation. Otherwise, your dollar is worth less and less year over year. So you have to look for investments that will continue to grow, but also grow at a pace faster than inflation. So be very, very careful about investments that offer fixed guarantees, fixed returns, things like income for life. If the income for life is a set amount, which it typically is, then you're stuck at that rate for the rest of your life as things around you get more and more and more expensive. So income for life isn't necessarily all it's cracked up to be when you're stuck at a rate for the next 10, 20, 30 years. Look for investments that are inflation protected, that can grow. Yes, sometimes there's some risk, sometimes there's some volatility, but overall, you'll be better off with liquidity, growth, absolutely protection. Be careful, but know what all of your investment options are, and don't forget about inflation. Thank you for watching. Go to guardingyournestegg.com for your free and objective personal financial plan.